Welcome to American Fight Stories with Dabar. We are challenging all Americans to be better Americans and also focusing on showcasing excellent American fighters. And I'm honored today to have Tiffany Allison with me. And I've known her through the court system, and we've developed a friendship over the years and a kind of connections to help people, help especially women, if we can, and families. So I'm so happy to have her today to talk about her fights that she's got going on and fights that she's had in the past. Tiffany, what are you fighting today? What's going on?
First and foremost, thank you so much for having me.
Okay.
So excited to be here. I think everybody's fighting something, right? Okay. And the times are hard, whether it's you're fighting for, a promotion at work, or you're fighting for being a better parent, or even your relationship. There's a lot of things that we definitely struggle with internally, but everybody has fights.
I'm glad you fought to move back to DeSoto County. She moved for just a minute.
I did.
To Florida.
Yeah, it was nice.
I know.
It was nice, and then I had to come back home.
Yeah, and we all just really missed her when she moved off to Florida.
Thank you. I missed
you. And then she'd post all this stuff on Facebook about how wonderful things were. And I'm eating here, and I'm on the beach, and
I know it was cold here.
Yeah, I was like. Now I don't know if I even like Tiffany anymore. I'm fighting, resentment and anger, but
I'm back.
But then now she's back. So prayers are answered. Tiffany's back. She's back.
Back and busy.
And busy.
Been doing a lot of big things, definitely started a new career when I was in Florida, kind of pivoted out of the probation era of my life.
I met her when she was a probation officer.
Yeah,
she's tough. She's mean.
I'm not mean.
She was mean back then.
I'm not mean.
No, she was a helper. She really was. She was.
I have a servant heart, and that was one of the things that I love so much about it.
Servant heart. She knows that that's what she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
She is. She is a servant. She's a good servant.
That was one of the greatest challenges that I had as a probation officer. People have this view of the police and probation and the justice system, and it's not usually what people think it is. We're there to help, and I was there to help, and luckily I was able to help a few, and that made it worth it.
That's worth it. How many years did you work as a probation officer?
8.5.
8.5. Okay.
Yeah. 8.5 years doing probation here in DeSoto County, and then also did all the house arrests. So that was interesting.
Oh, house arrest.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking when you applied for that job? What were you? Did you want that job? Did you have to fight to get the job, or
I was at a tough place.
Was it just an easy job to get?
No, it was difficult.
Okay.
I was during that time I was a single mother.
Okay.
So I have 2 children. I was raising them on my own. Trying to fight to make ends meet. 2 and 3 jobs at times. Doing the best I could.
Yeah.
And I remember at that time I had a job where I was getting paid commission.
Okay.
So the commission was great when it was
steady
there,
income, yeah.
But I needed steady income. So I actually heard that Justice Network was hiring for a receptionist, and I was, gosh, this is not what I want to do.
Right.
But you have to start somewhere.
That's right. Okay. I love it. You got it. Not what I wanted, but I had to start somewhere. Yeah.
And I was fortunate.
Being willing to take the job maybe you don't want.
Sometimes
you get somewhere else.
Sometimes you got to crawl before you can walk, and definitely before you can run.
Yeah.
So I did get that job, thankfully. And when I got into that job, I quickly picked up on everything that was going on around me, and I fell in love with what I saw. The movement, learning the case loads, learning the people, learning the laws, looking at depositions and reading different cases, and it was fascinating to me, and to know my history,
okay,
right? when I was a probation officer.
I'm salivating on her history right there, but I don't want to poke too hard on her, prod too hard on her, but she might want to talk about it at some point. But I'm not going to fight you over it.
Let's just say that history says I probably should have never have been a probation officer. My family definitely was not, the typical loving, church going.
So you didn't have a perfect family?
I did not.
You didn't, Tiffany. I'm shocked.
I grew up with a lot of love, and I grew up with a lot of support. But yeah, I probably
you didn't fit the.
I did not fit the description,
but you did.
But I did.
But you did, and
I did
fabulous.
It well,
yes.
and I loved it, and I was very passionate about it, and that's what made me so great. But I used my, my personal story. I used my truth. I grew up and I had a parent that unfortunately got into addiction.
Yeah.
Spent years in prison.
And many people have parents of addiction.
Yeah.
And so what those children do is they put that information to work.
Yeah.
Right.
And
maybe you can't help your parent, but maybe you can help someone else's parent or someone's child.
And there was no excuses with me. People would come in and...
Can't run no game on Tiffany.
That's right.
That's what I would tell, when I'm sitting back there as a lawyer trying to say, well, how bad is this probation officer? I said, as long as you do right, she ain't bad.
That's right.
As long as you ain't, as long as you're not messing around.
That's right.
I said, but she's really smart. You're not going to run any game on her. You're not going to hustle her.
And that was the great rapport that I built with people because they knew if I told them something, that's what was going to happen.
Right.
But I expected the same thing. If you told me something and you agreed to something, you were going to hold up your end of the bargain. And
that's
if
right.
you couldn't, there was consequences.
Consequences meaning what? What are the consequences of not following your probation agreement?
Look, I've had people literally in handcuffs in court asking me if they could have a hug before they go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was tough at times. You don't always get the ones that are addicts. You get the ones that they're fighting different battles. Maybe they've been abused. Maybe they're fighting for custody of their children, due to something that's happened. Maybe it's been their lengthy criminal history. There's heartbreaking stories in those, and everybody has a story.
Right.
And a lot of times that gets overlooked, and it's important.
It's important to know their stories to know what fights they're fighting, and if possible,
let me help
them.
You.
Yeah, let me be honest with me.
Yeah.
Tell me the truth, and maybe I can help you, or I may not be able to help you. But let me know what's going on.
That's right.
Talk to me.
That's right.
Don't just not pay your money, or not take your classes that you're supposed to.
Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to me. Please don't lie to me.
Why lie? Why lie?
She knows the truth.
I know the truth.
She's seen you 1,000 times before.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
So the main thing is don't lie to your PO.
Don't lie to your PO.
Okay.
Be
what
honest.
else? Be honest.
Yes.
All right. What about the drug test? What do people do to try to get out of what?
Oh, gosh.
What do they do to try to?
I remember one time, and there were several different times, right? Different things people would try, but this one time. Sticks out.
Big dummy.
This person decided he was going to try to cheat on his drug screen by collecting his dog's urine.
Oh, wow. This is not my client, is it? I've heard this story before. I think I had the one that collected their child's urine.
Well, needless to say, it upset.
Or a pregnant wife or something like that.
He was honest. He told me it was the dogs, but that upset me even more.
How
really
did you get it?
Additional charge. I just kicked him out of my office. I was done at that point.
Oh,
but, they go to great lengths to try to get over.
Fighting the drug screen.
Yeah.
Fighting the truth.
The help.
Yeah. There's help out there.
There is help.
Yeah.
And when you're put on probation, it's really not all about punishment. It's about here's some guidelines. Let's get you back on track.
Basic rules.
Let's put you through classes.
Okay.
Let's help you build these skills that you apparently need, whether it be through treatment programs or different classes or those random drug screens.
Don't show up to the alcohol and drug class drunk.
That happens a lot too.
Yeah.
I also did the victim impact panel. So I used to.
And that is basically like Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
Yep.
So they're watching videos of crash scenes and
listening to speakers who have lost loved ones or have been personally affected by the, effects of drugs and alcohol. Because everybody thinks, they got a DUI, it's for alcohol. Well, guess what? Not always.
Right.
It's definitely something that you can get a DUI.
I think I had
for
one
drugs.
time for, not personally, but I had a client that had one for Benadryl. Yeah, Benadryl
Nice.
and over-the-counter stuff, over-the-counter stuff that just made them impaired, kratom or something, just something that.
I know many people, don't even think about like the prescription medication. You can get a DUI for driving on prescription medication.
Yeah. Ambien.
Because it'll say don't operate a motor vehicle, and then you get behind the wheel, and the next thing you know, you're getting pulled over and having to post bond.
May cause drowsiness.
Crazy.
Yeah.
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 And then you're fighting to get out of jail.
Fighting to get out of jail.
Fighting to find an attorney.
Yeah. Fighting to pay me. Fighting the fact you need to pay your lawyer. Yeah.
Fighting to pay your probation fee.
Yeah.
for your probation gets violated. Isn't that terrible?
That's wild. So how did you learn to be a great probation officer?
I learned honestly by watching, by listening, by doing my homework. It wasn't something I ever went to school for. It was something I fell into that I had a passion to succeed in. And everything I could pick up, everything I could do, every, document, every court file, anything I could do.
Yes.
I did it.
It was yes.
Yes, absolutely. And I worked 6.5 days a week there.
Wow.
And I would work nights, and I would do different courts, and I would have this huge caseload of clients, and I would do house arrest and victim impact panel and hair follicle testing at different facilities for just everywhere.
She made herself in high demand.
I did.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yes.
I really did. My kids were worried, especially being little. They were worried about my safety. And, it wasn't until COVID that I decided to pick up my whole life and quit my job after all those years that I loved, and pick my family up and decide, hey, I'm going to Florida.
What?
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Why?
I was ready for a change.
Yeah. I don't blame you for wanting to go to Florida.
Yeah. I was ready for a change. I wanted opportunity. I wanted more opportunity. And I went to Florida with the idea of continuing being a probation officer because I loved it. I was good at it.
Awesome.
But in Florida, unfortunately, you can't sustain life on what they pay.
On that pay.
Officers.
Okay.
So at that point, I'm already there. I'm wondering, what am I going to do?
What did I just do?
How am I going to combat, the Florida lifestyle with the, probation?
You didn't really want to be a beach bum. You didn't want to live on the beach.
I thought about getting my umbrellas together and getting a side hustle.
Yeah.
But
you could invite all your friends down there, like me.
Would you pay for an umbrella?
I might wear an umbrella.
All the hurricanes we get.
You took some really awesome, phenomenal pictures when you were in Florida.
I loved it.
I was convinced. I was like, I need to figure out how to get to Florida.
The great thing about it, though, is even though I wasn't in probation in Florida, I had to pivot.
Yeah.
I had to figure out, what am I going to do?
Roll with the changes.
So here I go again.
All right.
I'm new to this state. I got to get something to where I can establish myself. I wanted to buy a home, and of course, move, and you need at least a year to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Get good interest rates, all those things.
Okay.
Fighting to get that.
Fighting to get a home. Fighting to get standard of living. Fighting to get a job.
And then having all the stress of having those 2 kids, and you're in a different state, and you have no family, and you have no help, and what do you do?
And they get it more expensive the older they get.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
So, I remember I was scrolling through Indeed or, one of the job boards. I was looking at all these different jobs. I was just applying. Because at this point,
I got to get something. I got to be a receptionist again. I got to go back to.
Lord have mercy. No, it got worse.
Uh-oh.
It got worse. So I applied for a job as a customer service representative.
Okay.
And I was like, gosh, I have not done this type of work in, 20 years. But
you've always been a customer service representative.
Not answering
Melissa
phones.
Dabar is a customer service representative. Everybody, customer service is universal.
Well,
taking care of people.
Taking care.
Servant's heart.
Look, and
I don't want to answer the phone.
Take care of people, but I didn't want to answer it either, especially for an industry I knew nothing about, and that's what I got myself into.
What was it?
Oh, I got into the home service industry.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm dealing with a new area.
Fighting for home services, yeah.
Now I'm trying to fight to learn HVAC and plumbing and electrical, and you're talking to a girl who didn't even know how to, barely change a light bulb.
Oh, wow.
Let's be honest.
She's doing it, though.
So I knew nothing about it. But I came in the door, and I got, I think it was $3 or $4 more than what they were even offering to pay someone. So I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
They liked you.
They liked me.
Yeah.
And I got a commission opportunity.
Uh-oh.
So that was right up my alley.
Oh, yeah.
So I did extremely
Cha-ching.
well.
Okay.
Although I literally fought every day to learn this new role in my life. I think I cried for probably the first 3-4 months every day.
Okay.
I just couldn't grasp it. I didn't know the area. The customers are mean. I don't know anything about HVAC, plumbing, or electrical. Those 8 hours a day were just
hard hours, aren't they?
Terrible. They were terrible. But I did extremely well. And I think it was my 4th or 5th month there, I got my first promotion. And I moved into yet again another role I have never done, account management.
Oh, wow.
And that was so huge for me. That was such a big opportunity. Financially, it was very rewarding. Loved helping the customers at that point because, of course, I knew a little bit about what I was doing.
Yeah.
And loved that role. And I think I was in that for probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 months.
Okay.
I got my next promotion.
Oh, wow. You're rolling fast, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah. I did really well. And within that next year, I actually won an award out of 36 different companies, so nationwide. And they took me and my husband out to Vegas.
Oh, wow.
We had a big weekend with the Wrench Group, and just phenomenal. But I won the GOAT award.
Oh, wow.
The greatest of all times for recruiting. So I stepped into that recruiting role for the company. And then went
sizing people up, aren't you?
Yeah, giving people jobs, offering opportunities, changing lives.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Which
part goes back to your probation days.
Does.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
it does. Because at the end of the day, if you can't help somebody, don't try to hurt them.
Right.
If we had more focus on people trying to help. And do good, this world would be a lot better off.
I'm going to ring the bell on that. We're going to help people get jobs.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to help someone get a job. That's wonderful.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have maybe they weren't afforded the opportunity to go to college or learn a trade or a skill,
Yeah.
What if
no
they just
excuse.
had the passion and the desire and the want to
learn?
What if they were like me?
Yeah. That's wonderful.
What if they were like me?
So fighting to learn these jobs. You fulfill a wonderful role.
Thank you.
And companies they need you. They need you.
Yeah, I love Florida.
You're an organizer. You're a connector.
I am.
Okay.
And I love that calling. I'm just a vessel at the end of the day. And I know that in my heart, and I know that in my spirit. And, if I can help one person, then I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do, no matter what I have to do to make it happen.
And helping one person at a time is multiplied over time is a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's right.
Impacting a lot of homes and families, communities. Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so, I was doing that in Florida, came back to Mississippi.
And they let you come back?
They did. They let me come back. I came back.
Okay.
And took a job offer with another company, another home service business in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it was, more of a step up that ladder, that corporate ladder for me. And they seeked me out. So it's not something I went and searched for, But I've been with them ever since I've been back and been extremely happy.
That's wonderful.
I love the company.
And we've got Tiffany back.
We got Tiffany.
We didn't lose Tiffany. She was just down there studying and getting prepared to come on back home.
Just
welcome home, Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been challenging. I've been fighting to be here. That's for
fighting
sure.
to get back home.
But it's a blessing having friends, having family, having the familiar feelings of the community and the support and the things that
Yeah. The people that love you and connect with in the community and the organizations and how things work.
That's right.
And your kids are successful here. Your son plays football, right?
He
You're
does.
a football mom.
I am a senior mom.
Senior
mom.
Are you a football mom too?
I am a football mom.
Senior mom, football mom. What's
grandma,
that like?
I'm a grandma.
Grandma. That's right. You're a grandma.
I am a grandma.
Squishy.
And
Yeah.
Buckle.
Yeah.
Little Buckle. I know. Squishy's actually been in the hospital. He just got out this past Saturday, and he's been fighting nonstop. 3 years old, got just a common illness, cold, whatever it was, developed into an infection in his hip.
Aw.
And now at 3 years old, he's having to fight to learn how to walk again.
How is that to watch your grandchild fight?
It's been horrific.
It's hard to watch a baby fight.
Yeah,
You'd rather fight it yourself.
Absolutely.
But we have a wonderful children's hospital. Is he at Children's?
Well, he actually lives in Maine, so that makes it harder.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I've seen the pictures, but I didn't realize he was in another state.
Makes it harder, and he was in the hospital on Halloween.
Don't cry. I'll try to get us through this without you crying.
It was horrible because he had his little Spidey Man costume. He just wanted to go trick or treating. He was so sick, and he just cried because he was in the hospital. But he's out now, and going to start physical therapy soon, and he's a lot better. He's going to make a full recovery, and we're just going to keep praying about it and bring it into existence.
Fight him on through. We're going to fight with prayer, fight with faith, and we're going to keep fighting. We fight for other people.
No excuses.
That's right. No excuses.
No excuses.
You have a really interesting story about your husband.
My husband.
Your husband.
I have a lot of interesting stories.
Yeah, I got tickled at a client I used to have. She was talking about my husband, but she loved that man. That was her husband. But what about your husband?
My husband is he's phenomenal. We
all love her husband.
He is the most genuine, loving, kind, supportive, outgoing.
If Tiffany came to me for a divorce consult, I'd say,
wouldn't do it.
Not no, but you know what? No.
Right.
I would say no.
You would not do it.
Because I like him.
He's he really is. He's the best.
He really is. And you deserve the best. God blessed you with the best.
And it's funny how that happened.
And he blessed him. How did that happen?
I was tired. I'd given up.
She was a single mom.
You can't date anybody when
working
you're a probation officer.
Yeah, you can't date anybody. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you've had them on probation, or
you know what their drug screens are.
Right.
Heck, you probably know more other screens that we won't talk about. But anyway, you may know some stuff about people.
You can't date them.
No.
So, there was none of that.
She works 6.5 days a week. How's she have time to meet anybody?
And then I have football at night and stuff with my daughter and 2 kids
homework,
in school and
she
yards to
time.
cut and clean.
So where do we find this man at?
Oh, my goodness. I knew that would come up.
Is he a honeydew? Doesn't he do like home improvements or something?
Oh, no. Well, he does that on the side, but he has a real job, Melissa.
Oh, a real job. Okay.
That's a real job.
I just remember the honeydew business, or I call them honeydew business.
That was a joke, though.
Yeah.
That was a joke how that started. So I had just posted, that I could rip my husband, for just, little odd and end
changing
jobs.
a light bulb or something.
Stuff like that, and then it kind of blew up, and ladies started reaching out to me. But I love it because, again, going back to probation, right? Single women. I was that single woman, divorced, widowed, they have to have stuff done.
Yeah.
And they're making these phone calls, and these random people are coming in their homes that may or may not have the best of intentions.
That you've had on probation.
Correct.
Maybe felony probation.
Yeah,
maybe not even misdemeanor probation. But.
Yeah. And this at least gives a safe avenue that if he can help somebody, if he can, be that servant and help somebody, at least I know the person going in their home is trustworthy.
Safe.
And they don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
I don't want, I wouldn't want my grandmother
to
have to worry about, her AC guy coming in and ripping her off, or, being
a sex offender.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be anything.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. We're in dangerous times.
Taking their money or something like that. But he does, he will come in and do some light handyman type work.
Yeah. So far, I think he's done some yard work, which he really doesn't like, but he did it. But yeah, he's put up, he's done some electrical work. He's done some different plumbing odd and end jobs. I think he's worked on a dryer, washing machine. He's
kind of like furniture. He figures out how to do things, right?
Just do
work.
it.
Just working.
That's all we do is work.
So how did you guys meet? Well, you don't have to tell me that. I want to talk about how he proposed to you is where I'm trying to go to.
So how did he propose to me?
I know how he proposed to you.
You know.
She's this lady's famous. If you think you've seen her, it's not on Just Busted.
Gosh, I hope.
It's not because she's just your probation officer. She's famous on TV.
Well,
was it Inside Edition or what was it?
Yeah, well, that was one of them.
One of them. Okay, yeah.
So in 2018, right, I'm working in Hernando City Court. And I got called in that morning for a meeting. And the meeting was supposed to be with me and the judge and the court clerks and the prosecutor and the, public defender. And
boring.
Everybody.
Sorry, they're not boring people, but.
She said it, not me.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. I still have to practice in that court.
I know, right? You'll probably see them, tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, tomorrow. I will see them.
Tell them I said hello.
Okay.
I miss them. But so I got called in for this meeting, and I go into the court, and I'm looking around, and there's nobody to this meeting. And I remember asking the clerk, where's everyone at? And she's like, I don't know. They just must be running behind. Well, little did I know, it was going to be one of the biggest days of my life. I go into the court, and I sit down, and I'm getting my paperwork ready, and I'm signing off on my, probation violations. And I hear the inmates start coming in the back, and I just hear chains rattling, and they're so loud, louder than normal. And I'm like, gosh, keep in mind, I'm in the courtroom by myself, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, they're really loud. What's going on today? And all of a sudden I hear an inmate, and he yells, and he's like, my girlfriend works here, and she'll get me out of anything. And I hear one of the officers say, I don't care who your girlfriend is now. You're in Hernando. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a fun day. This
is different, yeah.
This is,
You're already in jail. You're fixing to really go to jail for a long time.
And now keep in mind, you can't see the inmates because I'm inside the courtroom. They're in the back.
Yeah.
Well, court gets called into session. Judge takes the bench, and officer comes in, and he's like, Judge, I have this rowdy inmate in the back, and judge you would have to know the judge, but he's the most laid back, just, honest, fair, down to earth, mild tempered person you can meet. And he was riled up. He's like, bring him in here. I'm not going to have this in my courtroom today. And I'm like, ooh, because I've never seen judge, get like that. And so I'm doing my paperwork. I'm looking down. I'm writing my whatever I'm writing.
She's working. She's just minding her own business, working.
And all of a sudden, this inmate comes in, and he's cuffed and he's shackled. And I look up from, doing what I'm doing, and I lock eyes, and this inmate is my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I am just... I'm frozen. I can't speak. I'm shaking. My heart is pounding. He said he thought he was going to give me a heart attack. I felt like I was going to die.
You look like you were in it was extreme distress.
I was.
Yeah, you were shocked.
They
got you.
I had no clue.
They got you.
And all I could think was, oh my goodness, I have really messed up again in life. Like
I don't have a job.
Like here goes, my career. Here goes my relationship yet again. Like here goes everything.
Yeah.
And he gets up in front of the court, and I'm trying to get it out of my mouth. I'm trying to talk to the judge. I'm trying to get his attention so I could just let him know, hey, this fool belongs to me.
Yeah, he's mine.
Hey, excuse me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get the judge's attention quick enough. And so Brett immediately goes up to the bench when Judge calls him up there, goes up to the podium, and he's like, Judge. And I'm just like, like I'm about to have a heart attack.
Don't speak.
Yeah. And he's like, Judge, there's no need for this court to examine me. And I'm like, I'm really fixing to go down. I'm like, I'm fixing to meet my maker. That's what it is. I'm fixing to see Jesus.
Yeah.
And he confesses, his love for the girl of his dreams. And at that point, he drops down, jumpsuit, handcuffed, the whole nine on one knee, calls me down. Keep in mind, I'm still hyperventilating. I'm still about to pass out. I'm still shaking. I'm not really seeing everything that's going on around me because I'm so focused on him.
Yeah.
And he proposes to me in court.
Aww.
But it's not even the best part. The best part is that he arranged everything before that day with the prosecutor and the judge, and he had Dana, my supervisor, and they did it together to surprise me, and they had cameras all over the courtroom, and of course I didn't know that either, but they got me from every angle. So it was a good day.
Yeah.
But so it did get recorded. I think it was my mother who was out in the audience, and I never saw her until afterwards. But she was doing it on Facebook Live.
Okay.
And within minutes, it went super viral, and I have all these people calling me and news stations reaching out. And, a couple days later, I'm sitting in my office, here in South Haven, Mississippi, and I'm getting a call from NBC in New York.
Wow.
And I'm getting a call from, Inside Edition wanting to interview and all these things. So it was definitely a wild ride. We did make the best of 2018 in Germany.
Oh, wow.
So that was
famous,
huge.
World famous.
That was huge. ITV came over from London and did a big day of shooting with us over here in Hernando and kind of followed our story start to finish. And it was fun. We had a good time with it. We had
a good fun.
Time.
He's fun. Brett's a good guy.
He is.
He's a good guy.
He keeps things interesting.
It sounds like it.
He does. I always thought he would take space out on a billboard or something. You're driving down the interstate and you might see, hey, will you marry me, Tiffany?
Yeah.
But never.
And to get all those people involved in it, that
was huge. The jumpsuit, the handcuffs.
Yeah. It was phenomenal.
Amazing. It was amazing. I'm blessed. So
you had a lot of friends that day that were excited for you because we were. I was not there that day, but I know we were all kind of watching, Brett and how wonderful he is and was, and he just. I mean, I could see how easy it would be to talk people that loved you into making it an unforgettable.
It was
unforgettable day.
It was. We went to a concert shortly after down in I think it was Tupelo area. And we were standing in line. I think we're going to go see Kane Brown and Chris Young. Brett and I are standing in line. Now, you got to think, we're just normal people.
Yeah.
And Brett's like, why is that girl staring at us? And I'm kind of looking behind my shoulder, I was like, I don't know. And he's like, she knows. And I'm like, knows what? Knows what?
She knows who we are.
And then she tapped me on the shoulder. She was like, hey, are you? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, look, I'm just a normal person. That's it. And that's all. I just had an incredible moment by an amazing man. And at the end of the day, I'm just normal.
Well, I'm happy for you because everybody loves a good love story. We're fighting for love sometimes. We're fighting for family, fighting for love. You mentioned Miss Dana.
Yeah.
What about Miss Dana? We recently lost a supervisor over probation services or over Justice Network.
Yeah.
And she was a phenomenal woman and impacted countless lives in this area for treatment. She was, and I don't know how formally trained she was, but in my mind, she's an expert on figuring out what people need and helping people get what they need. And so in this community, Dana, in my mind, was instrumental and affected so many families and children and women and men in this community. But she was your supervisor.
She was.
She was your friend.
My dear friend. My very, very dear friend. To describe Dana, she was just one of the greatest people you could ever meet. She was so loving and so kind. And, you could be at the bottom of the food chain, so to speak, or, up there at the pearly gates, and she had friends on both ends.
She fought for people.
She did.
She fought. She helped. She stood alongside people that were fighting. Yes. She could kind of look into people's eyes, into their souls, and revive some spark for people to try to have hope again.
And she did that for, not only the people on probation, but, like you said, she was such a pillar in the community. And I can honestly say it's very rare you ever hear somebody bringing up someone's name and never hearing a bad word about them, but I've never heard about bad things said about it. I called her Saint Mascari.
Saint Mascari.
Yeah, her last name was Mascari.
Yeah, Mascari.
But I always mess her, and she's like, I'm no saint. I'm just making up for, things I've done in the past. I'm like, no.
You're a saint. Yeah.
You're a saint, Maz. You are.
So she was a friend, and she was helped people in the community.
She helped Brett propose to me.
Oh, wow. She's a co-conspirator is what we would call.
She helped pick out my engagement ring.
Wow.
And helped him get everything together.
What kind of legacy does she leave?
I hope in this community especially, I hope that she has made such an impact that she'll always be remembered.
Yes.
There's no one that'll be able to ever fill her shoes.
Okay.
Although the show is definitely going to go on. But she truly dedicated her life to this county, to her field.
Is that recovery, or is it just what? Is it recovery?
To the justice system as a whole. She dealt with all aspects. She helped people get their children back. She helped put families back together. She helped people with recovery and addiction and abuse. Right. She healed the broken.
She stood along. I would watch her even during court. She would be visiting with somebody, and you could tell that she was working her magic on somebody, inspiring them. And
she had a way about her.
She did. She's very, very therapeutic, naturally, innately. Yes. That's not anything that you could train someone to do or send them to college and come out with a Dana.
Right.
She was gifted and used everything that she had to help other people.
She did. And I was fortunate because, I was Dana's right hand.
You learned from her. As long as we got Tiffany, we still have some of Dana, and that's
I learned a lot from Dana.
It was tragic the way that she had cancer.
She did.
And she just recently passed away, but she impacted so many people that in my mind, as long as they live and continue to do the work, then the best part of her continues to live.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a son, Stephen, and she has a daughter-in-law, Jessica.
Yeah.
And
she loved them dearly.
Oh my gosh, loved them dearly. Loves them dearly.
And many other spiritual children that she's too many. Yeah.
Dana loved everybody.
She did.
It was so hard for her to even see a flaw. And it wasn't that she made me mad, but she would frustrate me because I would see through people and I would tell her about them.
Yeah.
And she was the one that she's going to pick out every good part.
She's picking out the good part, and Tiffany's picking out all the bad part.
And she's, but they're good and they're this. And I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not.
Competing diagnoses, yep.
But you know what? We made a great team.
Yes.
And I had her back. She had mine. Mm-hmm. And she is definitely somebody that I'll always hold dear.
Yes.
And miss.
So we fight through grief.
We do.
Sometimes we fight through grief.
It's hard, right? Grief's hard to navigate.
Yeah, and all of us have measures of grief over our lifetimes, and just for a variety of reasons. And I guess just because we survive, right? The survivors of whatever always have some grief to deal with, measures of grief. And how do we get through it? How have you been getting through it, fighting through the grief?
People say that time heals everything, right? But does it?
I don't know.
I don't think it does. I think time teaches us how to handle it better, how to navigate it, how to get us through the next, grief that we may
I've
have.
got to go through. I can't lay down here.
Yeah,
I can't just because Dana fought through the cancer with everything that she had. And so we continue to fight. And even when we have opportunities to fight the battles that she would fight when she was here, we continue.
You just learn how to cope.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I have moments, you'll have moments, a song may come on or, there may be a smell or something that, reminds you of that person. Deal with grief every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
We all deal with a measure of grief. But and with you being a probation officer, I'm sure many times you saw people who were, other people may look and go, that person they're a drunk or a drug addict or accusations. But underneath that, you have to address the pain of grief and trauma.
That's right.
So
there's always a reason, there's always a reason as to why someone does something.
Right.
No one wakes up in the morning and says, hey, today I'm going to become an addict.
Right.
No one wakes up in the morning and says, hey, today I'm going to go get behind the wheel and I'm going to kill somebody because I've had too much to drink.
Yeah.
No one does that.
No.
There's reasons behind it. Now, that doesn't excuse the fact.
Right. The behavior.
It doesn't excuse the behavior. But if you can identify what the root of the problem is and you can help that person, if you can fight for that person and their recovery, then you're going to be able to set them on a path for success in the future.
Good.
And that's going to be a part of their testimony.
Yes.
And maybe one day they'll be able to help somebody just like them.
It's true.
And I've seen it happen.
Yes. I said this earlier today. I'm addicted to recovery stories. I don't use, but I like to hear recovery stories. And it makes me have even more faith in the fight to get clean and sober, to fight through the depression or through the grief or whatever either the mental health issues and the substance issues, to fight to stay in the game, because you do have, Tiffany Allison couldn't give up because she had 2 kids. You couldn't. There's no there's no other option. You have to pursue. You have to keep pursuing and fighting through.
That's right.
Yeah, and thank God there are brighter days. Thank God there.
Didn't always think that though.
Yeah.
I remember having so many, conversations and calling my Grammy on the phone and just crying. And she's, oh, you'll get through it and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I hated that bridge.
Don't give up. She was saying,
it.
Don't give up.
That's what it
Don't
was.
give up.
When one door closes.
No.
And I never thought that door would open for me. I never thought I would have a window of opportunity. And even in my younger years, I would always remember thinking, if somebody would just give me a chance, like I'm one of those people, I can do whatever anybody wants me to do and I can do it great.
Yes.
But I need a chance.
Yes.
And
I love that. Giving people a chance.
Give them a chance.
Somebody gave you a chance.
They did.
Somebody saw something good in you to give you a chance.
And that came with a lot of hard work. I did everything backwards.
Hard work. Good Lord. Hard work. Ring that bell on the hard work.
You're supposed to, ideally, I guess you're supposed to finish high school, go to college, find a husband, get married, have children, like this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
I did everything backwards.
That's okay. It worked.
It did work.
It worked.
And I graduated college the same day my daughter graduated high school.
Wow.
After all those years.
But you did it, and you didn't give up.
I did not.
Yeah.
So here I am, almost, I was probably in my 30s. But you know what? I started when I was 18. And I went back several times, and several times life said, know what?
Several times.
You can't do this right now.
Yeah.
And I'd have to put it off.
Yeah.
And
that's hard.
you know what?
Yeah.
I was working.
And then get back up.
I was working as a probation officer.
Okay.
6 days a week. I was taking full-time college hours.
Yeah.
At night. I had a 3.8 GPA.
Wow.
Finally got my diploma, finally graduated from college after all those years.
That's wonderful.
And I fought to do it. I fought hard.
To get a college.
For years.
What's the difference in having a college?
Nothing.
Other than the fight.
Nothing for me. Other than it was something that I've always wanted to accomplish.
She did it.
And I was going to do it.
Yeah. Has it made a difference in her career? Not really, except she did it.
I did it.
She did it. She knows she can do it. She did it. She can preach the message to other people who don't think they can do it, because
I always wanted to be a nurse.
I could do it. You could do it. That's right.
I always wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah.
I did it and was getting into nursing school. Had all my stuff done.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Painful. And then guess what? Had to pivot. Had to fight. Had to change things up in my life. But God showed me that I was on the right path, regardless of what path I wanted for myself. It wasn't the path that I was supposed to go down.
Yeah.
And I was provided for.
That's right. He's good and he's faithful. He's
all the
good.
time. Amen.
So tell me about Ladies of DeSoto County.
Ladies of DeSoto County.
Ladies?
Ladies of DeSoto County.
Hello, ladies.
So, Ladies of DeSoto County was actually created a year ago. Okay. So we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary. Okay. What is Ladies of DeSoto County? So, what were you thinking?
I don't know what I was thinking. No. When I put Ladies of DeSoto County together, which, was just it was a Facebook group, right? Something I developed. I came back from Florida, and I was sitting in my house and I'm going through all these changes and, just being back home and navigating life and all these things. And I remember every time I got on social media, I would see like the news channels and they'd have stories about people getting shot and this person getting run over and this house getting broken. And like, it just brought up so many memories because that's all you hear about in this area. You don't hear about anything good.
The positive things.
The positive things. You don't hear enough about them because, every time you turn on the TV, it's, 10 people got killed in Memphis.
Same reporter preaching or giving news stories on murder.
All the time.
Yep.
And then I remember I was looking at one of the news stories that had been put on Facebook. I think it was on Facebook on one of the news stations. And I was reading through comments, and I do that a lot. Again, that goes back to I just love stuff like that. But I was reading the comments, and there were so many comments about just racism. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like every time I got on and I'd look at something with the news, people were commenting racism, just making racial slurs and this and that. And
hate bashing.
So
and
much
that.
tension and all this. And I got so tired of it. So when I created Ladies of DeSoto County, the hope was to build bridges. Mm-hmm. It was to close gaps in the community. It was to, bring women together and show that, we can empower one another. We are so much bigger than we think, and that everybody has something to contribute. Right. Young, old, widowed, single, married, divorced. You may be a homemaker. You may be an attorney. Mm-hmm. You may be a probation officer. But at the end of the day, we're all women.
That's right.
And we are here to contribute to our community. We're here to close those gaps, all races.
Yes.
And
work together.
Work together.
Yes, that's what I've noticed. I love it because you've figured out how to bring women together and helping projects, and
we've done a lot this past year. We've worked with several nursing homes and done some community outreach that way. We have worked last year around this time getting boxes ready to send overseas for our troops for the holidays.
Awesome.
We've held several different events within our group, so to speak, and just really navigating the waters this past year. Filling everything out. When I started it, I had no idea that, year to date, I'd have 2,600 ladies in the area, that have joined. But it's just getting bigger and better. And we have so much to do. It's been amazing.
Yeah. We have too much work to do,
Lots of work.
We have too many opportunities to be united.
We do.
Yes. And there's Bible studies. I enjoy the Bible studies. They go out to eat together. They don't wait for, a man, so to speak, to ask them out on a date. They have a big women's group that will go out and, drink coffee. And
I always tell everybody that.
Go out to eat.
If there's something you want to do, I guarantee you out of 2,600 people.
Didn't they do stained glass? They did crafts.
Yeah, make it take it last year. That was really big. Yes. They did wreaths. They made wreaths and took
Christmas
it home.
Stuff, all kinds of little projects and stuff.
We did several things.
I couldn't keep up with it. It was
we did stuff all the time.
I'm telling you,
fun.
Tiffany put the word out, and they just flock to it, and it's been a beautiful thing.
It really has.
It's really
and we have a mission. I tell everybody, they probably get sick of me talking, but we're not like every Facebook group.
No,
I never wanted it to be like any.
It's not
Facebook
like an ads program. No. It's not like
we're not in there.
Not hustling people to make $100 or.
How you can get on Facebook and you see all these different posts. They're trying to buy, sell, trade.
Yes.
And you get so tired of it. It's like, that's all it is. Well, there's
Tiffany
none of that.
going to kick you out.
I mean,
I look at it and I'm like, Tiffany ain't going to let that one roll through. That one's coming off of there.
But we're just, we don't allow that. We're
they have to be ladies too.
Absolutely.
Ladies meaning they're going to be nice to each other. They're going to be respectable. They're going to.
We don't put up with any type of
cussing,
disrespect.
Yeah.
We don't put up, we're not there to humiliate, embarrass, look down upon.
It's not the gossip channel.
No, absolutely not.
No.
It's a privilege to be a lady of DeSoto County.
Yes.
And that's the way that we're going to
act. It really is. A lot of women have fought very hard to live here.
Absolutely.
I remember first, year that I was here, I was actually over in Horn Lake at a law office, and there was a woman, her son had been caught with a stolen firearm.
Oh, goodness.
And she figured out that he had really stolen this. She stole this firearm. And when she realized it, she went She went all the way ghetto. She started slapping him in the office. I mean, she was
funny.
She was like, "You don't know how hard I worked. I've scrubbed toilets. I've washed dishes. I've done all of these things to give you the privilege to go to this school, to live in this county, and got you out of Memphis." She fought.
Yeah.
And she was going to fight him if she had to, but she was not going to let him get caught up in going to prison and all that. But she was a mama, and she was fighting for her baby, had been fighting for him for years to get out and into DeSoto County. So when you say ladies, you know, I know that's a very strong term of art, and that we are ladies. We don't. I always hate to see women fight each other. It's embarrassing for women to fight each other. You know. And it's too easy to wind us up and get us fighting one another.
You know, you get a bunch of women together, and what happens?
Gossip usually,
and
meanness.
Yeah,
it could be meanness.
Right.
I call it the mean girl table.
And
I don't want to sit at the mean girl table. No,
we're not going to tolerate.
And that's what attracted me initially to it. It's not a gossip column. It's not selling things. We're not hustling people for money.
No,
we all work hard. We all respect each other for the money we make.
We are not there to make a profit off of our members. We're not there to take advantage of our members. We are there to empower one another.
Empower.
To give
other
back
women.
To the community. To build those connections. And guess what? We have. There's been so many people, so many ladies that have come to me and said, you know, Tiffany, I needed this.
Yes.
I needed this. I have met so many great people, and, you know, these ladies have formed friendships and really built lifelong relationships. And to me, that's more than I ever could have dreamed of.
I love it.
You know,
I think God put it together. I really did.
He did.
He put it together.
I'm just the vessel. I'm nothing more. You know, of course I love.
But you're also the watchman on the wall. You have to be the one to boot people out and confront.
That's tough.
I mean, it takes some time to deal with people. It does.
And like I said, I've been navigating it, but you know, I'm just the vessel. It's all Him. He's brought me this far.
Well, you've done a wonderful job doing that.
And I love hearing how great I've done. But, you know.
Well, but seeing the projects that come together and work together because, you know, just because you were obedient 1 or 2 days or many other days, right? Some work going into it.
The Lord and I have many, many conversations throughout the day. We had conversations before I came in here tonight.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm excited. Like I said, we're at our 1 year. We're fixing to have our anniversary celebration.
Excited too.
We're gonna do a lot of fun things with that. And this next year is gonna be amazing.
Survive the first year.
We're gonna fight this.
The
next
gossipers
year.
Didn't take them out. The ads didn't take them out. No. The people asking for money didn't take them out.
Almost.
Yeah. And we didn't have any men take us down either, did we? Stood strong in the
and it's a safe haven.
Yeah,
I've created really a safe space, you know, because there's no men allowed. Yeah, right? There's no men allowed. It's not a group where you're going to be able to scam on social media and see every member that's in this group.
Right.
You know,
they do try to get in though, because
absolutely.
I think I'm a moderator. Yeah.
I
think that's the word. But I see people
do you moderate though, Melissa? Do you really?
Not much. Not much.
You have a bunch of spare time.
Yeah, I got a lot of spare time. No, I don't. I usually, if I notice that they're not even from the state of Mississippi, they don't answer the questions.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
I've just been booting those. But, you know, I found this cool little tool that I can actually set things up with, and it assists me. So it's my administrative assistant now. And and I use it. That way it boots people out instead of
automatically.
Yeah. If you don't answer the questions, if you don't have a profile picture, if you're outside that 20, because see, we're open to all ladies within 25 miles of DeSoto County.
Okay.
So
I'm learning right now. I'm learning
that covers Memphis, Byhalia,
Senatobia,
you know, like the surrounding area. But if you're in Bangladesh.
Yeah. No.
Right.
No.
But no, it really helps kind of keep things safe and secure for the women. So
that's good. But yeah, they're meeting together. They're talking about good things. I've got a really precious friend that I met, Miss Ruby. I'll just say her name. She prays for me every day and sends me a devotional.
Every day she does me too.
Every day. I love it. And it means the world to me. And she's so precious. And I live literally off of other people's prayers, trying to get me through. But I am thankful that you started that. It's been a blessing to me. So what's the next fight? What are we fighting, Tiffany?
So this next year, I think we're really going to fight hard to really, really do some outreach when it comes to LODC.
Okay.
We still have a long ways to go. We have a lot of ladies that don't know about us and don't know what we're trying to accomplish and how they can take part and what a blessing it is to be a lady of DeSoto County.
Yes, it is.
So definitely want to continue to work with the community on that aspect, giving back. I think we're going to dig in a little bit and do some sponsorship around the Christmas holiday for a couple of children and some elderly.
Oh, wow.
And, just continue to make those connections, hopefully those being lifelong connections.
That's right.
And figuring out how we can best serve the community.
Well, I appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate just the honor of being your friend. And thank God that He's brought you a mighty long way. He's brought me a mighty long way. Right?
Amen, sister.
All right.
He'll continue to do
I'm
so.
glad He brought you back from Florida because I really didn't want you to.
You were jealous.
Well, I was jealous because you were down there on the beach. Now, I could have come. But I'm glad He brought you back. We needed you back.
Thank you.
So,
it's good to be back.
It's good to be
Most
back.
days.
Home, yeah. Well, anything else you want to talk about fighting? All right.
I think we're good.
I want to thank everyone for listening. This is American Fight Stories with Dabar, and I've had the pleasure of speaking with Tiffany Allison, and she's been a wonderful, wonderful guest. We're challenging all Americans to be better Americans. You can find this podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Please rate, subscribe, review. And you can email us at dabarcares@dabarlaw.com. Tiffany Allison is on Facebook, and she's also has Ladies of DeSoto County. So if you're in DeSoto County or around DeSoto County and you're a lady that is working and not really connected too much, reach out and be a part of it. If you've got great sponsorship ideas or,
love to have you.
We're not going to let you just take over, how women are. They want to take it over. But we've got strong leadership, but we're looking for partnerships.
Yes.
And empowering other women. I usually close us out in prayer, and that's what we'll do. I thank you, Lord, for this day. I thank you for this hour that we've been able to talk about fights with Tiffany, that we've been able to learn about fighting and fights that she's had to overcome. We thank you for what you've taught her. We thank you that you have brought her to this point in life. I ask that you would bless her, bless the work that you've given her to do. I ask that you would bless her family, her husband, her children, and other others single mothers, other single parents that are trying to just survive and move to better things. Lord, I ask that you bless those within our community, and I ask that you bless them with connections. Bless the ladies of DeSoto County, and that there are widows, orphans, and we know that you have special blessings for them. I ask that you would protect our homes and bless us with family, ones that we're related to, and those that we meet here that become family. Bless our community and help us all to be better Americans and continue to fight through every day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.